right, welcome back. It is the tail end of the morning drift this morning. Ian Kiprop-Ketani is back. How are you doing, sir?
Good, Simba. I love the fact that you've picked up and you're not talking about Ian Kiprop-Ketani. Yes.
Well, that's your name.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stick to it.
Ketani, by the way, it's a Finnish name.
Wow. Wow.
But it's time for the Newsroom Diary. I was listening to the conversation you were having with Mr. Gut and Mr. Aboki. Quite an interesting conversation. And if that conversation is anything to go by, then it looks like we have a very interesting days ahead, because
we do, Ketani.
Yes,
because if you look at we did that story yesterday of the leaders that Dr. President William Ruto met yesterday. I'll tell you who that is. Ichungwa. We do have Cheriot there. You know exactly the stance that these guys have been having as regards the Azimio protests in the country, and all the way from when they won the elections up to them having a Kenya Kwanza government fully constituted. And then if you look at some of the names that are also popping up from the Azimio side, with Senator Leda Makina, we do have Mother Karua as well, were also other hardliners in this conversation. So now, Ketani, you wonder what we are looking at next. Because if you look at these three issues, some of them, or some of the leaders have really been very tough on it. In fact, they've been saying, well, there is no negotiation. This is what the law states. We must follow the law. So now you wonder, when they are presented like this, and I know proposals are going to come, Ketani, that are going to go back to Parliament. Do you think that we can honestly sit here, Ketani, and say, this is how this is going to go? Because by the end of the day, Ketani, like once this bipartisan committee then comes up with these proposals, it has to go back to the National House, isn't it? And then at the National House, Ketani, whether we like it or not, it's going to be a debate of the opposition members in Parliament and the government members in Parliament. That's the Kenya Kwanza government members of Parliament versus the Azimio members of Parliament.
And
at the end of the day, it becomes Azimio versus Kenya Kwanza.
Exactly, and like I was saying earlier on in the show, some of the names that have been suggested, Ledamo Lekina, Mother Karua, James Orengo, they've picked headliners from both sides, like you say. Tough talking. Remember, last week I was talking about all of them pulling to different directions, but now they have to sit down and talk before the believe proposals taken to Parliament. And like you said yesterday, it will now be again, will we have the battle of numbers in the National Assembly? Because we do know when proposals are taken to Parliament or anything goes to Parliament, there's always the debate about the muscle that you have in the House, that is in terms of numbers. So it will be very, very interesting, Simba. And even as we jump to the Newsroom Diary this morning, we're still, looking into the Raila Odinga and President William Ruto truce, because a lot is happening. Today we do expect that maybe the members of that particular bipartisan committee will be, or those who will have been nominated, or will be nominated by both sides of the political divide, the names will be made public today, so that from there we know, we now try to dissect and understand, get to know what have been their views before. Because like you said, some of them were hardliners. Will the team consist of those who've been tough talking, or will it be those who've been tough talking and as well those who've been been sort of silent about it? But you don't believe it will be very strong teams from both sides, because both sides of the political divide would want to argue their or try and push their agenda through this bipartisan committee. So you'd expect leaders or politicians with a lot of political experience and very vocal as well. Because I'll tell you one thing for sure, there are guys who I don't expect to miss from both sides. I do not expect to see or miss the name of the likes of Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna on the Azimio list, the likes of Kimani Ichung'wah from the government side. So we'll be trying to look into that and understand what are the dynamics going forward after the committee has been formed. What next? You understand? So and we've seen various leaders talking about this bipartisan engagement and how it is important to the nation. So it's safe to say that today might be a very interesting day in regards to the bipartisan approach or engagements between the Azimio team and the Kenya Kwanza government.
Yes. Some of the stories that we should be focusing on essentially today, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah? Oh, by the way, we have a roadshow that we got to talk about as well. It's a big one.
Yes.
Are you in the street today?
Yes. Before I even talk about the roadshow, Simba, as well, the National Council of Churches today will be addressing members of the fourth estate or addressing the country at large on what they say are matters of national concern. But we do believe it could be, or their address could be, concerning matters of national concern, but as well concerning the talks between Raila Odinga and President Dr. William Ruto. So we'll be as well covering that for you. And just to give you the facts and the details surrounding the entire talk. As well, we'll be trying to engage because we do know that Raila Odinga did call off the mandamano or demonstrations on Sunday. We want just to understand and get the perspective of businessmen and women out there, because their businesses have been affected by the demonstrations in the previous week and even before. But now that the demonstrations have been called off, how is business? How is everything going on around the central business district and even across the country? So we'll be trying to engage with businessmen and women and other stakeholders in, of course, the business industry in the country, just to understand where they are coming from, Simba.
Yeah, that's it.
Like you said, we'll be having caravan today. We'll be having a roadshow. And like you've asked, yes, I'll be on the streets. I know you want to say something. Just say it.
No.
I know you want to say something. Just say it.
Don't use that word loosely.
Okay.
On the streets doing what? I know you. You know you belong to the
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Simba Charles, Elijah Kiage.
You know you belong to the streets, but on the street doing what?
Simba, because you're talking about the streets.
Ketani, I keep on telling you these things. Please.
Well, just leave it. Just leave it. Before we talk about that, Simba. Before we talk about that, can we
English sentences.
No.
Or else you're going to confuse a lot of us.
No, it's you who's getting confused. It's you who's getting confused. When I talk about we're going to the streets, ladies and gentlemen, you know what Simba is talking about. But we will, before we talk about going to the streets and having our caravan, crisscrossing or traversing the city of Nairobi, can we move to the socials and see what's trending on the socials before we wrap up with yes, I'm excited about the caravan, by the way.
All right. That's before we meet Ketani on the streets. Let's jump on exactly what is trending today on your social media platforms. I'm waiting for them to pull up here so we can get to talk about them. Do we have them? All right. Just waiting for them to come over the other side, Ketani. There they are. This Mike Songo saying, cooperation, sumkate, handshake. That we also failed to figure it out, Ketani, this morning. What do you think we're going to call the last one? Sama kitu. Sama kitu, tusikie.
Handshake.
Wow.
Handshake.
The lack of creativity coming from Ketani.
No, handshake. At the end of the day, it's all about the handshake. What can we call it?
In as much as we don't want to call it that.
What can we call it?
Nothing.
Let's see how creative you are.
Oh, yeah?
No, let's see how creative you are.
Give me...
No, you're not even creative. At least I gave something.
Was I? Yours was not even... Yours has copyright issues.
You're thinking about something that you're not even supposed to be thinking about.
Yours has copyright issues.
No, it's not about copyright issues. Simba, if you're blank, you're blank. It's not about copyright issues.
No, I'm not blank. I'm just saying you can...
Anyway,
but I'll give you what it is.
Wait, you've said, where's fanya nini?
Ladies
and gentlemen, for the first time, Simba has gotten something in Kiswahili correctly.
Can we move on to the next one?
Thank you very much. I can see you're learning well. I taught you well.
Can we move on to the next one? Thank you. Do we have that? Thank you. All right. This is Madoka Kibet, yeah? This is what he's saying. Tim Wanyonyi, if Raila did not speak up against Moi, if Raila did not fight for the constitution we are enjoying today, if Raila did not fight for the political space that has expanded, that we can speak freely, these things will not be these. It meant these things will not be happening today. Yeah, Ketani? Yeah, of course we got to give credit where it's due, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what Kibet right there, and that's what Tim Wanyonyi was tweeting about yesterday. It's like, well, we have to recognize the part that one Raila Amolo Odinga has played in the political story of this country. Yeah. Hauna kitu ya kuongezea bwana. Nilikuwa nadhani utasema.
See, at the end of the day,
yeah,
all of them are leaders, and we do hope that all leaders, not only Raila Odinga and President Dr. William Samoei Ruto, but all the leaders, not only political, but all the leaders do mean more for the country, because at the end of the day, we have to safeguard and protect our country by having the interests of everybody at heart, and having them before anything else. Yes.
All right. The next one is essentially also related to whatever it is we're talking about here. It's essentially about the conversations in the country. The cost of living must come down. All those who were killed or injured must be compensated to a tune of millions of shillings. Let the talks begin. Wajamaa shambiwa ako kwa committee.
You see, umesema hapo to the tune of millions. And I was injured kidogo. Does it mean naweza kuwa pia compensated to the tune of millions? I was injured kidogo. So that's if you kwa pesa, you don't want to talk. But anyway, do you think they will be compensated, Simba?
The part of the conversations on them. I think is that him saying, well, I'm part of this committee, then from the Azimio coalition was going to be part of the general bipartisan committee?
Yes,
but that what he's saying? That's Senator Olena Makina saying that probably will be part of that.
From what he's talking about,
it looks like,
if you want to if you interpret it, if you want to dive deep into it, he could be communicating something.
Yeah, amesema bwana nimechaguliwa.
That could be one of the reducible minimums.
Yeah. So now you can see exactly what is going to be there. Can you imagine Senator Olena Makina facing Kimani Ichung'wah?
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. I mean, it will be a very interesting week ahead.
That's what I'm saying, isn't it?
Very interesting.
Yeah, and especially the conversations that we're going to pick is what proposals would the bipartisan committee present on the three issues that have been presented by the Azimio coalition. That's going to be quite interesting for us to dig deeper. Either you should stick around here on Lookuptv. You can even go on our website then and actually get to read some of these stories on a deeper sense. We'll be giving them to you. All right, we look at this next one as well, Ketani, which you say is a bit controversial as well, in as regards the entire conversation on the bipartisan committee. Ndini Nyoro and Kimani Ichung'wah are threatening to quit UDA should one Ledamo Lekina, Robert Alai, Babu Wino, or Edwin Sifuna be allowed to join the Select National Dialogue Committee. DP Rigathi Gachagua has a specific list of Azimio politicians in love on the panel. But by the way, this is allegedly, and this is Karen Wanjiku who's talking about this, Kitani. Controversial, isn't it?
I mean, it's very controversial, but you just term them as those are allegations, and they say, it's a free world.
It's a free world.
Probably that could be our own opinions.
She can express her opinion. She can
express herself, but we can outrightly say that is not the case.
That's not the case.
That is not the case.
Yeah. But then pointing to the feelings, the unspoken feelings, isn't it? Into the constitution of the bipartisan committee.
Well, we do know, and Simba, you and I, apparently on Twitter, and we do know. People might be talking about things that are not there, but at the end of the day, it's free for them to air their opinions. But as far as we are concerned, there has been no talk about anybody threatening to leave any political party, or like Karen says, the deputy president having a list of people from the Azimio side who want to be in the committee. So that we can say we cannot authoritatively say that is verified. But those are just the sentiments of Karen Wanjiku.
That's that.
Yes.
Yeah. So Kenya's just weighing in on what they think is happening around the bipartisan conversations. Anyway, I don't know whether we have any other. Look at this morning. This is Dr. Rosalyn Okonjo was saying they gather to condemn the right of association of God's creations, but never gather to condemn those who pillage the country, leaving its people poor, hungry, and sick. What is she referring to here? Yeah. But when you look at her, Ketani, in her pronouncements on social media, you know exactly where she's aligned to, isn't it?
Yes. You see, Akombe, ever since the general elections in 2017, she flew out of the country.
Yeah.
She came back, but again she left.
Yeah.
And she's been visiting Tanzania. She tells Kenyans, I'm just nikopa kwa jirani yenu, but nitakuja.
Nitakuja.
Yeah, but in regards to what she's talking about, at the end of the day, there are key concerns, and whatever she's mentioned there, people sleeping hungry without food. Those one thing that if you see Akombe's Twitter page, she's always advocating for the issues that are affecting Kenyans, whether she's in the country or not. So, in regards to what she's talking about, these are key concerns. Yeah. People are sleeping without food. There are a lot of things that people are battling, the high cost of living. So, and like she says, these are matters that need to be addressed.
Pretty much. All right. We do have a couple that we're going to go through as well. Let's jump into the next one again this morning. This is Dr. Boni Khalwale, accompanied Hon Muhanda, held consultations with Kakamega County Education Directors over the deaths of 2 students, hospitalization of 25 others in the wake of the infectious illness at Mulumu Girls High School, resolved to close the school indefinitely. By the Ketani, for those who don't know the background to this story, you said it's a story that would then raise eyebrows because it's not the very first time it's happening, isn't it?
Yes. Last year in May, there was almost the same scenario. I'm saying almost because then there's no student who passed on, who passed away. Yeah. This time around, 2 students have died due to, we saw in the Daily Nation this morning that the post-mortem report showed that a former student, by the way, 14 years old, died of gastritis, that is stomach inflammation. So as not only the parents of that particular institution, but as well as Kenyans, because we have brothers or sisters or kids in different schools across the country, and we send them to school hoping that they'll be safe. We are sending them to get proper education. And now when you get your kid back home in a casket, it's a sad state of affairs. That is why I'm talking about proper investigations need to be done to establish what is happening. They say lightning doesn't strike the same place twice. But it has.
But it has now. It has.
So, I mean, the leaders have to come together, and stakeholders, the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Health, they need to come together and understand what is happening. Just try and get to the bottom of the matter of, understand what is happening in this particular institution, because you cannot be having the same scenario, within a year. So there must be something somewhere. That is why the Senator of Kakamega, that is one Boni Khalwale, and Women Representative Elsie Muhanda. I heard you saying Muhanda. Is it Muhanda or Muhanda? Whatever.
You should know.
They're advocating that they are trying to ensure that everything is unraveled, because at the end of the day, parents do need answers. Yes.
All right. We'll look at the last one this morning before we step out, Ketani. This is Ketani. If this is from
I know you want me to.
No, listen. If this is from you, then this is it's stopped raining officially.
I'm a professional, Simba. I'm a professional. That is me saying I'm a professional. That is me saying I am a professional.
For those who know, that's a joke.
No, I'm a professional.
This is the very deepest joke.
No, I'm a professional. What do you mean a joke?
All right. Can you please, ladies and gentlemen,
Kesani is going to read.
Kesani is going to read it.
Okay, can we have it back on screen?
Can we have it back on screen? Thank you.
There we go. Now, Gabriel Jesus really scored 5 Premier League goals. Just help me, because my situation, the situation in my eyes.
All right. I can't essentially, Gabriel Jesus went on injury for...
Had a knee surgery.
Yeah. Went off for 4 months and returned to score twice before Richarlison has scored his first PL goal for Spurs. I could change this tweet into something different, and then I see your reaction. I could also change it in the sense, Gabriel Jesus went on injury for 4 months, came back Can I continue? Can I continue?
No.
Please let me continue.
I did.
You said we are
I did.
professionals.
Listen. I did let you read the tweet because I could not see that because the situation with my eyes. But it's true. Richarlison, Richarlison has been
all right. Yeah.
So poor this season. So poor this season.
Same way to Tony. Anthony. Poor.
We can say,
well.
but
somebody
we can
goes
say,
out for injury for 4 months, comes back, you've still done nothing.
Yeah, but we can say Jesus has been prolific. That is for fact and for sure.
Ketani, you've made my day, bro. Thank you very much. There's no need of being here. If this is Ketani speaking like this, then I should just step out. That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we wrap up this particular show this morning, like I said earlier on, remember tonight will be one mid-table tussle between Liverpool and Chelsea at exactly 10 p.m. That is in Matters Sports. But the best thing happening today is our roadshow. Lookuptv is coming to an estate near you. We are kickstarting our roadshow today in the areas of Dagoretti North. We're going all the way through Langata, through Rungai, to Kiserian. But we'll be having our roadshow from today, the 4th of April, to the 8th of April. So be expectant because we are coming to you. This is the home of family entertainment and we are trying to give you what you need. So we'll be coming to an estate near you just to give you, the feeling, because Lookuptv is all about you. We're here for you. We care about you. We care about your welfare. So, Simba, you're talking about Ian Ketani being on the roads today. I don't want to say being on the streets because apparently, Simba would want to try and turn it upside down. Do you understand? But
is where he belongs.
just so you know, Simba as well will be on the caravan. I believe on Thursday.
Yeah.
But that is it. Thank you very much for joining us today on the Morning Drift, the 4th of April, 2023. Do join us again tomorrow on Wednesday. I'll be here with Simba Kiage just to give you details on what is happening. Remember, you can watch us live across all our social media platforms. By the way, including the caravan, you can watch it live on our social media platforms. You can wait for updates at 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. and a bulletin at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. primetime news as well. You can view and read our stories on our website www.lookuptv.co.ke just to get updated on not only what is happening in the capital but as well in the country. Thank you very much. Do have a wonderful day and God bless.